I vividly remember 2 decades ago, 20 years ago, about 2 weeks before the Yom Noraim, it was going to be the first Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, that we were going to be doing in our community for people who are not so connected or not so affiliated, the Hamoin Am. And I remember trying to come up with the appropriate material to impress upon the beginners, the unaffiliated, the importance of realizing the severity of the Yom HaDin, that the Rabbi Shlomo was literally judging every single person for Chayim and Mavis, for life and Chas v'Shalom, the opposite, for health and for Parnasa. And I was trying to come up with the right stories and the right messages that would resonate with them and hopefully be ma'ir them, arouse them to tshuva, to do some serious personal reflection, with the hope that they would use Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur as a stepping stone to getting towards some type of commitment towards Torah and mitzvahs. And I remember racking my brain and speaking to different people. What could I say? What shouldn't I say? And then not long before Yom Noraim, all of a sudden, everything changed. We all know, those of us that are old enough, where we were that moment, that the plane hit the first tower and the second tower, and we know how life changed forever on that incredible day 20 years ago on 9/11. And I remember getting up there. We did our Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur davening in a playhouse and being on stage. And yes, there were things I said, and yes, there were things that I didn't say, but regardless of what, I remember that probably the single most impactful moment of the Yom Noraim was Nisana Taikef. I didn't have to give a large description. I didn't have to try to say stories to get people motivated. All I had to do was translate the words of Nisana Taikef. B'Rosh Hashanah Yikasevun, it's written on Yom Kippur. U'b'Yom Tzim Kippur Yechasemun, and it's sealed on Yom Kippur. And I began, Mi Yichya U'mi Yamus, who will live and who will die. And around the room, one began to hear whimpers and sniffles. Mi ba'esh u'mi b'mayim, who by fire and who by water. And more people got emotionally involved. Mi b'chaniko, mi b'skila, who will choke to death. How many people choked to death on that day? How many people fell or jumped to their death? Mi anuach u'mi anua, mi shaliv u'mi yisyasar, who will feel tranquility, who will feel safety, who will feel comfort. And I remember there was such an aura of connection and of tshuva and just the seriousness of the day of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur 2 decades ago. And the truth is that when we look at the rearview mirror of 5781, the words of Nisana Taikef are more important and more pertinent than they ever were. There are things in Nisana Taikef that we never related to, that were never connected to us, that all of a sudden have much more meaning. Who by plague? Plague, what's plague? That was something from the 1500s. No. Nebuch COVID, Corona, Rahman al-Islam, the Delta variant. Mi b'chanika, Nebuch and Meron, how many people suffocated to death? Mi b'skila, how many people collapsed both in Surfside and the bleacher collapse in Eretz Yisrael? Situations that are just not normal. Words that when we said meant nothing to us. And all of a sudden, this Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, Rabbi Shlomo, we say them, and we can identify with them, and they're real, and they touch us. Scary stuff, but we need to remember that the end of Nisana Taikef every year is exactly the same. That there's only one way to get rid of the Gezar Din, the evil decree. Teshuvah, some type of Kabbalah, some type of tshuva when it comes to repairing the relationship with ourselves, our midas, our self-control. Tefillah, the relationship with the Rabbeinu Shalom. Tzedakah, improving the relationship with others. Ma'avir and Esraya HaGezerah, those have the power to take the evil of the decree. This Yom Kippur, when we stand before the Rabbeinu Shalom, let's take the words to heart. Let's commit to making serious improvement. And the Rabbeinu Shalom in turn will say, of course, Ma'avir and Esraya HaGezerah, I will remove the evil of the decree, and each and every one of us will have a Gemar Chasima Taiva, an amazing upcoming year of all the brachas that the Rabbeinu Shalom is longing to shower on us.